Hey guys, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I've had this little knife in the background and around a little bit, and there's a reason why. Um, Here, oh boy, close to a year ago, I picked this knife up, and I started getting on an edge of hunting for an everyday carry fixed blade. It just kind of the idea of that. I like the idea of it, and I'm still on the hunt. I haven't found anything, which reminds me, I think we're coming close to. I don't know. I said I had this work tough knife that I wanted you to suggest a knife to compare it to. I didn't want to compare it to this one here, side by side. I think that may be later on down the road, but since this didn't fit my idea of an everyday carry, I thought this was closer, but it's not quite there. I think I think I'm gonna look real close at that White River Knives. What is that? The Sendero pack. I'm probably saying it wrong every time in the videos here or something like that, but it's a Jerry Fisk made model. I don't know how old it is. I know with White River Knives they have that M1 backpacker, M1 Pro, and the M1. Oh, starts with a C. It looks a little better with that brown micarta and stuff. Anyways, those seem to be very popular, and I really thought about getting that. Some people suggested that. Also, the Esee izula-ii, and I think both of those may fit the need. But I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't know. That Jerry Fisk one looks interesting, and there's not any videos on it. I haven't seen any specific videos with it, which I wouldn't mind putting out some content for something like that, something new. I like doing things that are a little different, that aren't normal, because everybody jumps on a big bandwagon, and that's good views, but isn't necessarily those oddities that are to the side that are great things. That kind of comes back to these Helle knives. Helle knives are, quickest way for me to explain it, are more knives done better in every way and have a warmer quality to them. So when I say better in every way, a Mora knife is a fantastic knife, arguably the best bang for buck for knife you can buy ever. For a $20 knife, you get a knife that holds a good edge, lasts long, works well, and it's a $20 knife. These Helles are a fair bit more. They're handmade in Norway. They're really, this one's been used a bit, but they're really nice units. I'm trying to see if you can read it or not. There's probably just enough reflection that you can't. Well, I think I have it close now, if only it'd focus. I'm just focusing past it. There we go. It's seeing enough reflection is focused past. So, Helle, made in Norway. This is the Fosskallen or something like that. Fosskallen. Fossekellen. It's a nice little knife. And when I went to order this, I thought, man, that might be, an everyday carry kind of size. I was thinking, depending on the retention, may take this loop off and just have a pocket slide or something like that. But I got it, and it didn't quite fit those needs. But I started handling it stuff. I really like this little knife. This thing is nice. It's not a huge blade, but boy, for a little like rabbit knife, squirrel knife, out in the timber whittling knife around. I mean, this little thing is such a nice little size, but yet big enough to do some reasonable work. I wouldn't be scared to, process a deer with this at all. I wouldn't be scared to carry this in the timber all the time. It's a nice little knife. It's light, but the handle just fits so well. This one I did a little bit of modification only because of me, and if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see me do this grip here on almost everything. And the reason why is like skinning. It's really nice if you're skinning an animal or something. You can just kind of feel that nice and close. You have great control. Some whittling stuff. some, you know, on sharpening, bringing it on a sharpening. Sometimes that's a nice hold. So what I did is I actually just ground that wood down a little bit. It was square like this size here, this side. But that's the nice thing about some of this stuff is if I would have never told you that I did that, and if I did it on the other side as well, absolutely, I bet you most people think it's factory. That's because these are built, or what, not factory, but made that way. Because these are such handmade units already. When you do a little modification, so if you were to narrow this down, sand it down or whatever, and as long as you restain it or, you know, seal it, most people never know that it didn't come that way. But man, when they come, every heli that I have gotten or seen was just right. I mean, it was good. Sure, you could do a couple little tweaks one way or another for yourself if you wanted to, but sharpness always came out great. Handle feel always good. Just a really good all-around knife company on some solid knives. But these, again, not cheap. I'm thinking this is like $110 knife, but they don't do bad on holding an edge. I end up changing all these to a convex edge. It's not as convex as most of my carriers. I use the Ken Onion Works blade sharpener attachment, and I'll put the pulleys close together, and I'll run extra stiff belts. So it's not 100% true Scandi. It does have a micro convex on the edge, but it's not as convexed as, you know, some of these other knives that I run. Not that I ever actually expect you to be able to see that, because one, it won't focus, and two, that's super tiny. So anyways, I wanted to kind of give a little bit on that. For one, the knife itself, I think this is a very overlooked knife. I think it's one of their cheapest ones, actually. This is definitely on the bottom end of knives. They have some more expensive ones, and I have some more expensive ones. But for an everyday, this would be more useful to me than the more expensive ones. It just is. They're nice, and they're great knives. They're very workable, but for me, this one gets more use. This one's going to go to the timber more. This is just, it's a good knife. On that note, leave a comment. You know, ask any question you'd like to ask. Anything that you guys do to, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff does help this channel grow. Any revenue that I make on the channel, I just put back into trying to put together good content. If there's some kind of content you'd like to see, knives, lawnmowers, chainsaws, tools, whatever, let me know. I may have it already, or I may think that I need it once you suggest it, and I'll use that money to put to those. Have a great day, great weekend if you ever get one. Thanks for watching.